Hi Pisces, how are you? This is Kimberly from Ask Cards Turn Tarot. We're going to be looking at a current energy reading for you. We'll start with crystals. We're going to look at the crystals of who you're dealing with as well. We'll get a breakdown, see if there's any blocks, and a smaller breakdown here. So let's get started. This is for Pisces. There's a root issue that you're guarded with. You really do try with this person that you're dealing with, but there's been so much set, you fear that, you got the truth. You're just having a hard time healing from it here. You're healing from it here at 7 o'clock. You're protective. 9 o'clock, there's a distance or a separation. So you're dealing with. You keep very protective. Who you're dealing with has a clarity about them. They're a very strong person. They keep a lighter side to things. You notice that, but you keep that protected. You don't let it go too far. They're simple-minded. They don't go back on their word, and where you're having a hard time with that, that's what I'm feeling. Let's see what the energies are. This is for Pisces, please. Pisces energy. You got the Sunstone, so dispersing. You take pleasure in the little things that you do, and Pisces does do that. But I knew there was something that you took pleasure in, but you're guarding that. I don't know why. Can I have one more on that? Guarding this. Labradorite. See the magic. So, you're just observing them. They give you a good feeling, but then you hold back. I don't understand why. Prioritize your health. You're not thinking of it that way. You're not thinking of what's good for you. Why the health is upside down. Turquoise is an unbalance here. Hematite, ground yourself. So maybe you're not grounded in this situation. Let's see who you're dealing with. This is what I was dealing with, Pisces. Please, can I have your energy? Well, there's an adventuring. They create their own luck. They're a go-getter. They're very strong. You went through a lot with each other already off the jump. I see that, but there's also a lot of reflection and there's something dark with it. Let's see. This is for our lovely Pisces who they're dealing with. Pisces is dealing with. Pisces is dealing with. Correct. It's in the past. In here and now. Pyrite. There's something about money. And then you've set strong boundaries. Or they have. There's something about money and they set strong boundaries. You've been trying to practice patience with them. But they have gone through... they get in their own way sometimes, this person. Let's see the energies between you. Energies between Pisces and who they're dealing with. Bottom of the deck energy is a garnet. Ignite your passion. That came upside down, so I really don't think... Aquamarine is also upside down. Go with the flow, so there's a block here. I think, this has to be a decision made between both of you to open another door. You both live in your purpose right now, and one is trying to stay positive and get laser focused and open their heart. And I think you know this, and you may express this, but do you mean it? I really think it's Pisces' decision. Yeah, there's a possessiveness, there's a guarding, there's a protected. You know, there's a deep-seated past issue here. Four of coins. There's no victory. You know, there's a lot of guardingness, and then there's an unknown about it, but it's also been revealed. So, and I think this person reveals it, and you don't say nothing. Cancer got this placement, too. Cancer got this energy. Similar energy. You can watch your sister sign. There's inner conflicts, avoiding conflicts. You know, there's compromise, there's harmony, and there's order, there's fear. You know, there's disappointing news, there's defensiveness, then there's a player, paranoid action to it. I really don't like their action. Okay? And, you know, there's an argument about leadership and justice. The Queen of Cups. There's an argument, you know, that they hold back. They think you're a leader. They think there's justice between you, but they hold back. And that's on you, Pisces. Let's see what they feel. And there's a third-party situation because the Three of Cups are on the bottom of the deck. They don't want to fight this person here. Can I have more energy on who they're dealing with for Pisces? They're wounded enough, you know. There's an energy that they just don't like. They're disappointed. They're in denial with something. About Pisces. Kind of Pisces energy. Kind of one for Pisces. Kind of one for Pisces. Backstabbing, betrayal, enemies, bitterness, defeat, surrender, ending, disaster, collapse, rock bottom, dead end, goodbye. So that's how you feel. That's the truth. And I think they spit that to you. What do you reflect with that? The Hermit, you don't. Upside down. How about them? The healing, the wounded energy that they're feeling. Well, they don't begin with it. They don't look at it either. There's a deeper knowing here. Yeah, it's just passion. That things won't smooth out. You know, it gets too heated. And it leaves us sad. You know, whoever this is. Whoever's speaking, there's a very confusing energy, you know, but Pisces is all the energies together, so I expect this to be dynamic. But there is an issue here. There's a root issue, and it leaves one very sad, very sad. There's some sneakiness here in movement. Money could be involved as well. King of Cups, sideways. A fool, no movement. Not committed. So there's a commitment issue here. Trust issue, I want to say. So, you know, you made a decision, and I think you ended it with a 10. You know, whoever you're dealing with has to go inside themselves. They have to do some reflecting. You know, they're very, very strong, though. And they feel they're not going to budge either. They're taking this as a lack. They're taking this as a loss. They're taking this as unbalanced. So, I mean, it's the truth, you know. I have one for them. I'll do an affirmation card for you, too. It might help you through it. Can I have one for Pisces, please, Animal Spirit? One for Pisces. You got two. Got a firefly energy, so you could be dealing with a fire sign. You got a tiger energy, and you got a respect energy. They want you to notice that they want respect. And they come hard, whoever this is. You know, that's the energy I feel. Let me see what your energy is. As the other tiger. You got the gazelle. So you got movement. Movement again. You've got restriction. And you got a stingray. So you're holding to restrict to sting. Hmm. Very focused on that. I don't quite like that energy either. I'm going to tell you how it is. I don't care. You know, it's just the toxic is rearing its head, you know. Where there's positive here too, but I can see where the committed to the past, the present is still toxic. You know, there's fast movement, fast, fake. Yeah, fake. This is not aligned. Yeah, not aligned at all. Someone's not being very nice. Someone's wearing a mask. And it's quick movement to just do the same cycle all over again. And that's what that is. There's healing on the board here with the buffalo. And there's also stingray energy. So this person demands respect. And you restrict them of that. So they dropped you. They're not committed. They don't want to work on it. Yeah, no movement, no movement, no movement. Sadness, not feeling that this is going to smooth out at all. Is the energy here. A lot of water, a lot of emotions. You got Scorpio on the board. You know, you got healing on the board. You got sacrifice too. And that's up to for question. So that's what I'm going to say with this. Let's get your affirmation. Pisces. Positive note, please. Affirmation card for Pisces. Affirmation card for Pisces. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Pirate Sun, abundance, confidence, have the confidence to say something, or Black Obsidian, protect, as a transformation in hand. So Selenite came upside down, which is mental clarity and peace. Selenite cleanses the mind, promotes mental clarity, and enhances insight. It's a powerful tool for meditation, purifying energy, and connecting with higher consciousness. I am free of negativity. And I love that for you. Black Obsidian, protect, transformation. Black Obsidian offers protection and transformation. It shields against negative energies, enhances self-discovery, and aligns with the root chakra. The crystal supports grounding and emotional healing. I am protected and transformed. Now I'm going to read two for them. Can I have two, whoever Pisces is dealing with? Okay. They spit out one. So, Indigo. It's a Merlinite. It transfers insight. Indigo Gabbro, also known as Mystic Merlite, ignites transformation and insight. It enhances intuition, deepens inner wisdom, and aligns with the third eye chakra. The crystal encourages personal growth and change. I embrace transformation and trust in the inner insights. That's what I'm trying to say. They know something. You know, there's a very strong person that you're dealing with, and you take it as a loss. You don't think there's going to be, the apology would even work, because apology came before the reading, the Page of Cups. This person doesn't feel that your apology is sincere. That happens too often, they think. And they start to get a little aggravated with it, and then left with a sadness after, you know, and I don't quite like the energy either. Say the truth. I just don't like the energy between you. Yeah, it's a Scorpio. There's no movement in it. The communication's all boggled. Let's get a smaller breakdown. Pisces energy. Pisces energy. There's abundance, and there's a windfall of it coming in between us. It's unexpected too. There was an action taken and then a separation. Then it was closed off. Then there was a wishy-washy energy, emotional as well. And then there was forgiveness as well. And the illusions kept going, and the confusions kept going, and the confusions kept going. Crown thought. The facade. Now, whose intuition is really picking this up? Is it the tiger, Is it the black obsidian who just pushes it away and pushes it away? And the selenite who makes it quite clear? There's toxicity here. There's no trust, and it's a loss, again. And you just contemplate on the decision while watching each other at a distance. And this is no way to treat oneself. There's no attraction here, kiss upside down. There's just no apology. I don't know who this is for, which side. You take what resonates. But it's immature. I mean, so the cards say. I don't know. You just have fun with it, If this is what floats your boat, it's constant chaos. It's constant, there's temptation with it. That's what I felt. Is that the abundance out of it? There's a temptation there. There's also a fortune, a wheel of fortune, karma cycles, divine intervention. So the divine stepped in. Yang energy. There's a protective male around the person that you're dealing with. That will always protect them in a union, soulmate energy. There's also Uranus there. Okay, so that's going to remove the situation. So that's divine intervention as well. Something in the summer. And someone feels trapped in this. Deep down inside, they feel trapped. And I wish them the best to make a decision, because that's all it takes. For self-love, to stand up, just get the truth out, boom, 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 and balance it. But there's no clarity here. I'm going to leave it at that, because it keeps just saying it's just a bunch of this. I'm sorry you had such a hard reading, but, it's funny. The family card came out in every one, and I was so sure it was going to come out in this. I did. So this might tell me it's a friendship, or it's a past relationship that just won't be let go of. But one feels trapped in it. It is not a relationship. That's not a relationship. So why do you feel trapped? I mean, pick a side. It both feels negative. Well, positive was there, I think, for a minute. But there was too much damage done. The damage is done. That's what I'm going to call it. Take care, Pisces. Hang in there.